President Putin has told a televised meeting of his Security Council that Ukraine is being used as a tool against Russia, presenting a major and dangerous threat to his country. He made the remarks in a rare public gathering with his ministers and security officials. Mr. Putin also asked the meeting to consider an appeal for recognition by the two breakaway regions of Ukraine controlled by Russian-backed separatists. Here's what the Russian leader had to say.
Our goal is to listen to our colleagues and determine our next steps in this direction, bearing in mind both appeals of the leaders of the Donetsk People's Republic and Luhansk People's Republic to recognize their independence.
That was Vladimir Putin there. Well, earlier the Kremlin said there were no concrete plans for him to meet Joe Biden to discuss the Ukraine crisis. Russia has amassed more than 150,000 troops close to Ukraine's borders, but it denies plans to launch a military operation. Our Moscow correspondent Caroline Davis is in the Rostov region of Russia, which borders Ukraine. She sent us this report.
While he's got the world's attention, President Putin is flexing his military muscles. Drills at the weekend may be only war games, but fear is still growing in the West that Russia's army is preparing for something real and imminent in Ukraine. The US have proposed talks between the two presidents to try to avoid that scenario.
President Biden has made very clear that he's prepared to meet President Putin at any time, in any format, if that can help prevent a war. And as long as, even if the die is cast, until it's settled, until we know that the tanks are rolling, the planes are flying, and the aggression has fully begun, we're going to do everything we can to prevent it.
But Moscow still hasn't confirmed if they'll take part. The political wrangling continues, but for some, the fallout is already real. Families in the separatist areas packed up their lives and bundled onto buses within hours, told to evacuate, that Ukraine may attack. That's strongly disputed by Ukraine and the West, who fear it's Russia that are trying to create a false crisis to justify an offensive. Some, like Katerina and 6-month-old Miroslav, found shelter in a sports hall for a night.
We are so tired. We want to sleep, to take shower, the basic things for a person and a child.
Fathers, brothers and husbands have been left behind, told they must stay to fight, and stopped from leaving, including Victoria's husband. He wasn't let out, she tells me. I'm very worried. Her daughter asks her, "Why are you crying?" Some are on the move, sent to the station and put on a train. So this is the third coachload of families we've seen getting off here in the course of the last 10 minutes. And many on board didn't know where they were going, but we've just been told by the authorities that they're being taken to a city that's just to the east of Moscow, which is more than 1,000 kilometres away from here. Some worry that if they were expected to come back soon, they wouldn't be sent so far. But these decisions are in Russia's hands, and as the geopolitical wrangling continues, no one is certain what's planned next. Caroline Davis, BBC News, Taganrog.